Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Psych-Cast-Ologists, the only podcast on the internet where me, Dr. Steenbaum, sits down with a patient, and I just psychologize them. It's a word. It's an industry-specific term. Trust me, I'm a psychologist. Today, our guest is Ryan.
Hello.
Ryan, how are you doing today?
I'm all right.
Just all right? What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I just spent a lot of time at work. Now I'm tired, so it's like just all right.
How does that make you feel?
I don't know. Probably a little depressed.
What do you think is the source of your depression?
I don't know, being poor. I'm kind of poor.
And yet you work so much?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, right?
And yet you are poor?
Yeah.
What do you think is the cause? Do you think it's because you don't work hard enough, or you don't work enough that you think?
No, I don't make enough fucking money.
Interesting. Let me just...
Want money.
Let's write this down. And would you say that money makes you happy?
Money buys video games. So yes.
Would you say that video games makes you happy?
Yes. I hate video games.
I think we're really getting to the root of your problem here, Ryan.
Is it that I hate video games?
You hate video games. This is all a ruse. I was just trying to get Ryan to admit that he hates video games. Shit. This is the Bear vs. Mancast, the video game podcast about nothing, and also about tricking Ryan into admitting that he hates video games, because he does.
I hate video games.
He also hates most forms of fun.
I don't like to have fun. Fun is bad. You should feel bad if you have fun.
He had fun once. It was awful.
It was. Never again.
I feel a little bit bad for tricking you, but...
I mean, you should.
No, I mean, it needed to come out. Like, we all knew it. It
Okay.
just... The public needed to know.
No, it's fine.
Hey, so we're going to spend an hour or two talking about video games. We're talking about what we played this week.
Yes.
And why those games suck or don't suck. And, do we talk a little bit about... calling it news, I think we'd be doing it a little bit too much of a favor, but we're going to be kind of talking about some stuff that's happening in the world of video games.
Is it current events?
Pretty current. I would say that they happened in the past week, or it's things that have been...
events?
They are events.
Okay.
So these events were transpired / the words were spoken within the past week that I think are interesting enough that we should talk about them.
Okay.
But it's good because neither of us played that many video games this week.
I did bad. I did very bad.
Yeah, I didn't really do great either. I've been stuck in game limbo for like a month now. It's been brutal, and my new 3DS only made it worse because I felt the need to find a game to play on it.
And now you just play everything on it, right?
And also, I play nothing on it.
Oh, good.
I will get to that.
Okay.
All right. So, a Splatfest happened since we last podcasted.
Is that a Splatoon thing?
Yeah, it's their Splatoon. Like it only lasts like a day. It's the dumbest thing ever. But you had no idea, right?
No, I mean I haven't turned on Splatoon in probably 3 weeks.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think you're... I mean, Nintendo has a social media presence. I don't think you should have to turn on Splatoon to know when the Splatfest is coming.
No, because
I follow Nintendo on Twitter and shit, and even I was kind of blindsided by it. I saw one notice of it. I thought that it was the first notice they were giving, and it was going to be like 10 days out. But it was like for this past weekend.
I feel like I knew about the one that was Cats versus Dogs for like a really long time.
Yeah, because they announced that one like with the release of the game as if to highlight, like, hey guys, Splatfest exists and this is what it's going to be.
Yeah. No,
This one, do you want to know what the teams were this year?
I do.
This
year.
Week?
No, this year.
It was roller coasters versus water slides.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Man, that's bullshit.
And unlike last time, the team that I was going to join did not win.
Motherfuckers.
Roller coasters won.
No, water slides. What are you,
which
stupid?
is crazy. Yeah, what the... Water slides are awesome. Roller coasters are terrible.
Yeah, roller coasters just
I've never
bad
heard
things
of
happen to you.
I never heard of a water slide that made people's spines or brains detach from their spines or whatever.
Their spines slide out their anuses?
No, that's only when you look at extremely adorable pictures of cats or something like that.
Oh, is that what it is? Sorry, my bad.
I think that's what... I can't remember what it actually says on that
Can
card.
I go on an anecdote for, 3.5 seconds?
Yeah, I'll give you 3.5 minutes.
Oh, okay. So this morning I was on the Twitter, and GameSpot tweeted something about Cards Against Humanity has a phone hotline.
Oh, I did see that.
Did you? I called it.
I didn't call it.
I
though.
called it. It was fun.
Yeah, was it better than the Frog Faction's phone number?
No.
Gonna say, if you say yes, we're gonna have a fucking problem.
No, the Frogs Faction's phone number is probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. But yeah, no, it was really fun. I called them, and they were like, do you have a suggestion for management? And I'm like, yes, I do. And then they're like,
go fuck yourself.
For the record, please state your country of origin. And then I said, America. And they're like, did you mean Armenia? And I said, no. And then they're like, thank you. We'll connect you to the regional office in Armenia. And then...
Do you think they always send you to Armenia?
Maybe.
Or is it just they really, base it off of maybe what you said?
No,
I want to say they just, every single thing you say, they send you to the Armenian one.
I hope so. That would make me happy. And then they were like, they wanted me to select my hold music, and it was they gave me very specific choices that I can't remember, but it was a song by Brandy, and then another song by, it might have been Stained.
Oh no.
And then the third option was a regional tune from your nation, and I picked that one. And then they
just play an awesome Armenian folk song for you.
No, then they hung up.
Oh wow!
I was really disappointed.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I 6 out of 10 would call again.
That seems like exactly the kind of thing that they would do, and also at the same time, I have to wonder I know this game is super popular.
Yeah.
But how much money these people have that they're always doing weird shit like this.
Cards Against Humanity made a buttload of money, and a buttload.
And they're still making a buttload of money. I mean, I gave them... How much money do they want for the whole Christmas bullshit, whatever?
Dude, we bought poop from them.
I bought poop from them. Oh my gosh, I don't have my poop. I left my poop somewhere.
My poop's in my fucking nightstand drawer.
I was actually told I was not allowed to bring the poop into my apartment, but...
Is that for real?
Yes, the person I live with said I wasn't allowed to.
That's pretty fucked up, man. I cherish my poop.
I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's poop.
But it's poop I can keep forever.
It's poop, though.
Yeah, but...
that's... Poop's not healthy. It's not doing you any favors. It's a novelty item.
Yeah, and I will novelly keep it in my nightstand to cherish forever. It's fine.
It is cherishable. That is true.
Mm-hmm. So, Nick.
Yes.
Do you remember a video game?
I remember a couple of video games.
What do you want to talk about? Are we just going to get right into it with the thing that matters most?
Yeah, probably. We usually start... If there's a game we both play, we usually talk about it first.
I think we should.
I feel like that's appropriate. You finally got me to play Rocket League.
I did. I feel like it took some going.
Well, I just not always available for Rocket Leaguing.
That's really unfortunate because that game is great.
It's pretty fun, but every time Rocket League, I feel like it's been some sort of fucking crazy phenomenon sensation the past 2 weeks.
It has, totally.
If you don't know, Rocket League is a game where you play as a car and you play soccer. We talked about this last week. What am I doing?
Yeah, but you can still mention it.
Okay, so yeah, of course, because I finally played it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how I feel about Rocket League. We played 2 versus 2, which I think is great. I think 3 versus 3 might work too. 4 versus 4 is probably a little bit too crazy.
I vastly prefer 3 versus 3.
I like 2 versus 2 a lot.
So my problem with 2 versus 2 is that it's really hard to get field coverage. Mm-hmm. Because like if you're like trying to work with your other person to like make a goal happen, and then all of a sudden the ball ends up on the other side of the field, you're boned.
You do have to spend, like, I spent a lot of time just waiting for the ball to roll into a point that I could hit it in, like, just staying back, and, like...
I find myself defending a lot, because people don't like to do it, and I'm like, I like to win, so I'm going to do it.
You also were very careful to tell me, like, when we had 1 point and we were going to win, there was, like, less than 2 minutes left, you're just like, all right, just play defense.
Yeah, totally. Because if you can just...
Which I didn't always do.
Nah.
But
sometimes like you see that shot lined up and you're just like, I gotta go for it.
I'm not gonna not go for it.
You have to go for it.
If it's like a really good like shot,
just take it.
Yeah, there are a couple of great moments where I think I even recorded a clip on the PS4.
Man,
of, like a moment where basically we all went for the ball as soon as the tip off, kind of like we like ball
Kick
drops
off,
in.
Whatever
we
that's
all,
called.
So the ball goes into play. We all go for it. I did like a front flip.
Yeah.
The two people on the other team, like, both hit the ball at the same time, went underneath me, hit the ball straight up, and I just hit it in midair and sent it right into the goal.
That's amazing.
It was just like
That's
some
fantastic.
crazy shit happened. I mean, and some of that shit happened to us too.
Oh, totally.
Like, we got some. I think I only scored on us once, and there were like that happened multiple times to other people, which I feel okay about.
Yeah, totally.
So here's the thing about that game. Super fun. Every time I jump, or about 60% of the time I jump, 75% of the time I jump, I go, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time I go to jump, I think, like, man, I shouldn't have jumped. Like, I really did not need to jump. Some of this, like, every once in a while I got that, like, weird mid-air after-touch barrel roll thing to work properly, and I hit the ball sideways, and it felt really good when I did that, but a lot of the time it's just, like, I go to spin sideways, but I have so much forward momentum, I just keep spinning, and then I also, like, do, like, a 1080 and wind up, like, facing the wrong direction, and I'm really disoriented, and I'm like... And basically, the time I spent in air, I could have spent turning around and going back towards the ball to try and defend it.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm just, like, spiraling out of control and, like, helpless to stop myself, and I'm like, and then eventually I land, I flip backside up, and then at that point, like, we've been scored on.
Yeah.
And some of my proudest goals were times that just, like, I literally just nudged it in.
Those are so
like
good.
I stayed back just a little bit. You were in there, like, trying to get the ball out, and the ball just kind of rolls, and I just kind of go, like, boop, and hit the ball in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also noticed you have a penchant for obliterating people.
Oh, yeah. That's, like, my favorite activity.
You've destroyed many a person.
So
it doesn't seem to be that effective, though. They come back really fast.
I wish, like, the respawn timer was, like, 7 seconds.
Yeah, it's seriously, it's like I got blown up once. It was like
It's 2 seconds.
It was it's like seriously like 2 or 3 seconds. Yeah. I was back before I even
realized. The shittier part is that you end up by your goal.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's been a couple times you blew someone up, and I took the ball and I kept moving, and then like they respawned in time to guard their goal, and I was like, what is the point of this?
Yeah, that's garbage. So I've literally changed strategies since, like, the last time we played together. I kind of realized that bones us way more than it helps us. So now...
I don't know if it's... I mean, if you're, like, really spending a lot of energy... Like, if you say, I could probably hit the ball towards the goal, or I could blow this guy up, and you blow the guy up instead... It's probably not doing us any favors, but if you're like, well, there's nothing really to do, maybe I'll just blow this guy up.
In 4-on-4...
It's probably not a bad thing.
In 4-on-4, I spend a lot of time blowing people up.
That's probably makes more sense.
In 3-on-3, I'll spend a lot more time defending, and on 2-on-2, I spent a lot more time being offensive, and I think that's just like how I decide that's going to work out. I don't know. I really love this game.
I did really like the dynamic of 2-on-2. We should definitely play that again.
Oh yeah, I want to fucking let's do it right after the podcast.
Maybe.
All right.
I'm a very busy man, Ryan.
You're very non-committal.
Oh shit!
What?
Oh man!
What?
I didn't even say my name yet.
Hey, what's your name, Nick? I said your name.
Oh
earlier.
shit! Yeah, my name's Nick. I'm talking to Ryan.
Hi.
Beer vs. Bandcast episode 22, July 23rd, 2015.
It's 30 minutes in.
It's like 20 minutes.
20 minutes in. Anyway, I really like this game. It's contender for Game of the Year. Like, straight up.
I like this game a lot. I don't know if it has the depth to be a Game of the Year, but it's one of the best 10 games I played this year.
My
Game of the Year is okay. So here's my new official Game of the Year ranking. As of me not really thinking about it that hard and just saying this right now anecdotally on a podcast. 1, Bloodborne. 2, Honey Pop. 3, Rocket League.
Are you fucking serious, Honey Pop, motherfucker? All right.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. I forgot Bloodborne came out this year. Like straight up, I forgot.
Because it's so good.
I should beat Bloodborne.
There are people just yelling.
I heard that.
Like, what are they yelling about?
Don't know.
They're really far away. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Rocket League, that game's fun. That game is big butts.
That game is big butts.
That game is just big asses.
No, big butts.
It's big butts. It's just huge asses. I love that game. I had a lot of fun. I love the customization options. I want more of them.
Yeah, I can never have enough like boost streams.
I heard this is a pretty cool boost streams. Right now I have one that's like red lasers that I'm pretty happy with.
Oh, dude, I have purple lasers.
But I heard that's awesome.
Yeah.
Red just feels like a laser color though, so I feel pretty good about red. But I heard that there's some really other cool ones, like a lot of other cool ones.
Man, I saw one that's like bubbles. I want that one.
I saw bubbles. That was cool.
I want bubbles.
I also have a skull on my antenna that I am really happy with. Like, I really like the skull for some reason. I don't know if I'll ever change it.
I don't like the antenna things. I think I don't know. I just don't like looking at them. I feel like they're very distracting.
I also got a police light for the top of my car. My car
that's
hat.
Awesome.
It's better than the beanie, which I was just really I don't care.
I don't like the car hats either.
Saw a lot of people using the crown.
Yeah, that's lame.
I would not use the crown. Too many people use the crown.
I
do feel good about the siren though.
I got a taxi one, but I haven't put it on yet.
I also have not changed the model of my car. I've just been using the one that they gave me originally that just has a sweet spoiler on it.
I change the model of my car frequently. Like almost, the first thing I do is I log in and I make a new car.
I don't want to play as a car that doesn't have a spoiler.
Sorry.
I don't care if that means I never get to change my car. I won't. I need a spoiler.
There's a few, I think, that have spoilers.
And I got matte paint texture.
That's pretty good.
Which I will never change because I think matte cars are sick, even when they are RC cars that play soccer.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just like my opinion, man.
Rocket League's really good.
Yeah, if you have a PS4...
It's free right now. I think it's probably free.
If you have a PS4, like, first of all, if you don't have PS Plus, you're kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And if you have PS Plus, then you don't have this game downloaded, then, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Even if you don't have PS4, but you're PS Plus, just add it to your library through the web store.
Yep, just in case.
That's what I tell everybody who's, like, hasn't bought a PS4 yet. I'm like, add all the PS Plus games through the web store and add them to your library. Because you don't want...
It's also...
You don't want... Yeah.
It's available on PC, too, so...
Yeah, but you have to pay, like, $20 American when you could just get it for free on PS4.
Yeah, but if you don't have a PS4... Because at one point, one of our viewers that we care about deeply asked us if he should get an Xbox One or a PS4. You told him, get a PC.
I did. Yeah, that's true. I did say that.
So, if you're that guy, whose name escapes me at the moment... download it.
Steve. It's probably Steve.
It's probably Steve. Because that game's really good.
Yeah.
And I bet the PC...
the This game is also
PC people.
It's a good looking game. Just looks really good.
Yeah,
it's
and
purdy.
so I don't know why I just got so distracted trying to think of the word.
It's purdy.
The player base for the PC is probably going to be much more active for longer than the player base for the PS4.
Probably,
if I had to wager.
Yeah. Oh man, I just want to play Rocket League right now.
All right, podcast over.
Podcast over. Rocket League, game of the year, 10 out of 10.
Well, we're gonna see how long overtime this goes before I can decide how much.
The thing about Rocket League is I can totally see myself being like, I don't know what to do right now. Let me play a game of Rocket League because it takes 5 minutes. Who doesn't got 5 minutes?
It just means I have to go and like fire up the PS4 and sit down in front of it. And...
Yeah, but I mean, after you do all that,
yeah, it doesn't take that long.
No. It's really good. It's really fun.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you about my woes this week.
You have woes?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Not real woes. So I told you last week... Oh, this is what I want to talk about before that I forgot about. Last week I got my new 3DS.
Yes.
XL.
Yes.
Which... Did I see how disappointed I was in the color choices?
In text message format, but not on the podcast.
There's only 2 colors for this freaking system.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it's basically just like, I'm pretty sure... I know several people who have new 3DS XLs.
Yes.
Yours is black, right?
The gray one. Black one?
It's
gray
black
one?
and red.
Yeah.
There's black and red. Everyone I know has a black one.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like being the same as people.
Did you get a red one?
No. Ugh. No, because the inside is red. Like, the 3DS XL, the outside was an awesome color, the inside was still black. But this one, the red one is red on the inside. It's, like, weird.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like, I don't like, go out to eat, I don't like ordering the same thing as other people.
I mean, yeah, that just makes you normal.
But, like, I'm, like, particularly critical about this stuff. I don't like...
Are you trying to tell me that you're like a huge hipster? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
I definitely have some hipster tendencies.
It's okay.
I just don't like... If I see an option is like, this is clearly the most basic option, I don't necessarily want to pick that option. But I didn't want red.
Yeah, but...
That's not my woe, by the way. This is something I just started talking about anecdotally. No, my woe is 3DS inspired, but doesn't have to necessarily do with the color of it. Yeah, whatever. It's whatever. It's just like, it's weird because like maybe a couple years ago, like if we were having a weird high school sleepover where we played video games and like we all had our new 3DS XLs,
yeah, and
they were all black, that would have been like some fucking weird shit. It's not a problem anymore per se, but I just don't like having this exact same thing as someone else. Like it'd be nice to stand out. I really like that blue 3DS XL I had.
Why? Because it's
very
butt
blue.
Ugly.
It's very blue.
But
it's a good blue.
Ugly.
That's not even how you feel.
No, I don't like that color. I think it's a bad color. That's why I didn't get one. That's why I got a red one.
I thought you said that color was... You were like, hey, that color looks way better than I thought it was going to.
I did say that, but I still think it's not very good looking.
Well, all right. Sorry.
But ugly.
So, about my old, blue, beautiful 3DS XL.
Yes.
That I kept in very good shape because I'm a goddamn adult.
Uh-huh, yes.
GameStop
gave you $15.
Well, no, the whole point of this whole thing was that they give you $100 for it.
Yeah, okay.
And it was in very good shape and it turned on and everything, so they had no problem. They barely even looked at it. They're like, this is good, $100.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole process of... Basically, they returned my new system and then applied the trade-in to me repurchasing it.
Yes.
And that's how they get around the whole system transfer thing, because you have to buy the system first so you can system transfer. That's how they get around it. So it took a little while, and I was talking to people there, and while I was there, I noticed that they had some amiibo behind the counter. they had Wario and Ness and Charizard, which I thought were rare. I thought they were exceptionally rare.
Yeah. No, they are.
They're not ultimate, like, Omega, like, Elder God rare, but they're, like, exceptional. I thought they were exceptionally rare. I quickly came to find out that you had them lying in a box in your home.
Well, that's just because I have an obsession with acquiring amiibos. Ness is pretty hard to find, so I'm pretty surprised you found it in a store just, like, hanging out.
Yeah, there were three of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bought one Charizard, one Ness. I actually have a friend who was interested in both of those, surprisingly. I didn't think it was going to be really his speed, but I'll buy yours from you, and then...
That's fine, you can do that. I'll let you.
It's Amiibo Trading Network. So, like, I was telling the lady, I was like, yeah, like, my friend is a
crazy person.
He is a crazy person. I called you an Amiibo drug lord.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Because you like to acquire Amiibo, and you have a trading network of people, and you're like, oh, this person would like this, and you trade them, whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, as long as he's not a reseller. And I was like, no, of course not. And he was like, I was like, but wait, why? Like, why did you say that? And she was like, oh, well, because if you had said that he was a reseller, I wouldn't be able to sell them to you.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a thing.
Yeah, like, she was telling me sometimes that she, like, there are people in line waiting, and the guy was telling his friends about how he's a big old Amiibo reseller.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he purchases them for the sole reason to resell them at higher prices.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, okay, well, I need you to leave the store right now. And that, like, that's fucking real life. Like, they do that at GameStop.
Oh, yeah, no, that they do it at, I think, every store except for Walmart, where you can still pretty much buy as many as you want.
But it's like, even if you're just buying one, which is in the rules, if you say, like, you make it obvious to the person who works there that you're a reseller, it's like, yeah, no, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Which is kind of awesome. Like,
No, it's like finding Wave 4 Amiibo was way easier than finding Wave 3 Amiibo, like, straight up.
I'm glad that GameStop, although they seem stupid and old-fashioned sometimes, they're clearly, like, they understand that they are brick and mortar, and therefore they're behind the curve here, but they're, like...
Yeah.
They're figuring it out. They're not being just dumb.
Totally.
Which I really appreciate about them. It's why I continue. I mean, I only go to this one GameStop ever. If I'm going to give GameStop business, I like the people there. They're good people.
Amiibos, man.
Like... Yeah, and so cool. I'm glad I bought them. I got them for, like, standard price, which is always nice. I don't feel the need. I like Amiibo, but I don't feel the need to ever spend more than that for them. So, good opportunity. Also, I'm just like really just like, I know it'll never happen. I really just want that Ness Amiibo to interact with Earthbound something. Like,
I'm secretly, desperately hoping.
Like,
for a Mother 3 remake or port or something on the 3DS with Amiibo functionality.
I guess that's what I'm hoping for too, because I had this realization that now I got this new 3DS, I have Amiibo functionality on it as well, and I'm like, I have to consider, like, all the 3DS games that might have Amiibos for them, which is why part of the reason why I got Charizard. And it's like, eventually there will be a Pokemon game that this does something in.
Smart.
I don't know what, but something.
To that end, I also have a Greninja, if you want that.
I don't know if I do.
Okay. It's a Pokemon.
Let me think about that. Let me meditate on that.
Okay.
But, anyway, okay, so 3DS games, right?
Yes. 3DS games.
I was like, I have this new shiny new 3DS XL.
Yes.
New 3DS XL. First of all, I system transferred onto it, so when I turned it on, it was basically like turning on my old 3DS.
Yep.
But a little bit faster, but it was like exactly the same thing. Like, obviously the same OS, but just like all the same folders and all the same places. I'm just like, this really makes it less special.
Yep. Like,
this is not like, oh, you buy an Xbox One, you're like, oh, what are these? And what are these panels? And what does this do? And oh my god, preferences? And it's like really exciting. It's just like, oh, it's my old 3DS XL, except its processor is slightly better, and it is in a new case.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I got mine too. I just kind of like system transferred, and then it was just like, oh, all your stuff is here.
The way I reasoned it was really just like I knew that it was going to be an investment in the future of Nintendo handhelds because the NX is not going to replace it.
Right.
So it's like, I want a better processor and head tracking 3D. I guess that's a thing that I want. Whatever. But I really wanted to play a game on it. Like I wanted to play a 3DS game on it because it seemed appropriate to use my new piece of technology to play a game.
Yes.
I'm not being crazy. That makes sense.
That does, yeah.
So I downloaded my humble Nindy bundle games, of which there were like 3 or 4, or I downloaded some of them. I knew I was going to play. And then I got a whole collection of 3DS cards that I could play, but most of them I've already started playing, and so I wanted to try something new. And so I just dove into the eShop looking for something good. Just Googling 10 best Nintendo eShop games and DSi games even, because I never actually had a DSi. So a lot of those download-only DSi games, the first chance I really had to play them was when I had 3DS. And just delve into it for like an entire night. Like I spent like my entire night just looking, and part of the next day just looking into these new games, just downloading them and trying them out, and like making a list of games I wanted to try.
What'd you find?
There's a lot of fucking garbage is on the 3DS eShop, is what I found.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
There's a ton of just trash. I done a couple of demos for the 3DS games. I want to say there's a game called like Darkness and Swords. That was like just the shittiest, worst 2D beat 'em up Castlevania. Not even Castlevania clone. It was a 2D beat 'em up, like an arcade style, like Mutant Ninja Turtles type of beat 'em up. But just like really terrible, and just enemies come at you endlessly, and there's only like 3. There's like light attack and heavy attack, but there's no reason to ever do the heavy attack because it doesn't do that much. It just seems so bad. And then I played this other game that I don't even care to remember the name of. That was like a Castlevania type brawler. It was more brawler inspired, but it's a 2D game that you could like, if you died, you could rewind time, and there were some other interesting seeming elements to it, and the combo system was limited, but it was kind of cool in application. But there's just like a lot of the same enemies, and enemies respawned way too often, and there wasn't really like leveling up, so it was weird, and I didn't like it. There's so many games that just like, and there's this other game that's like $5 on there that just looks like a Tactics Ogre game. Like, remember Tactics Ogre got like a GBA, it's a PS1 game, got a GBA like re-release.
Yeah, totally.
I never really played it, but it looks a little bit like that, and it's got like some class advancement systems and stuff. I can't even remember the name of that game either. I'm a really good journalist.
You're so good.
Oh my god.
10 out of 10 journalist of the year.
And that actually looks promising because it's $5. Although one game I haven't bought it yet. But it's called Attack of the Friday Tokyo Monsters or something like that by Level 5.
Sure, yeah.
You never heard of it?
No.
It's like a $8 3DS exclusive like little adventure game thing that supposedly tells like this really unique story of a kid who it takes many turns. Like it takes very stylistic turns. The story changes a lot. It sounds really cool. And it's by Level 5. So it's like the Professor Layton people.
Oh yeah, sure,
So yeah, that's a good enough pedigree that I'm kind of like, I'm definitely gonna buy that game eventually. I just haven't felt the need to spend the money. I was also looking into. Have you ever heard of Senran Kagura?
No.
It's that it originated. The first game was a 3DS 2D beat 'em up. All the characters are female, and they disrobe in various ways. I'm not.
Oh,
they're all ninja type people with different styles, and they have a transformation that involves them becoming totally nude. And then I think if you fight your opponents in a certain, like you defeat your opponents, their clothing deteriorates until they're dead.
yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like I don't know how you possibly could have not seen it before. Apparently, I saw that game's on the eShop. Apparently, that game's not good. Like, it has like major frame rate issues.
I'm like not surprised in some ways.
The sequel is coming out in second week of August, like really soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm curious to see if this game is like, it clearly looks like a bunch of really weird fan service for horny young teens, you know?
Anime game, right?
I'd be surprised. I'd be curious to know if that game's actually not shit or not.
I don't think you'll ever find out unless you play it yourself. Because
I'm thinking about it, because I genuinely want to play like a 2D button mashy game on the 3DS. I don't know why that's so specific, but that's like something that I want to play.
yeah.
And it'd be really weird if that filled that niche. I was actually looking more at like Castlevania games, and then I was just like, oh no, actually, I think I want to hit more buttons. Castlevania with more buttons. I don't know. Like I'm curious to see if that game is garbage or not.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's probably garbage though.
No, it's probably definitely
unless
garbage.
they really learned a lot from the first game.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And they have like Vita spin-offs and stuff like that. It's apparently based on a anime series of some kind. I don't really know. But there's some other 3DS games I saw that I haven't really delved into. Have you ever heard of Sakura Samurai: Art of the Sword?
No.
It came up on a couple lists of like good downloadable 3DS games. It's like it's 3D Punch Out with samurais.
That sounds cool.
It's like you fight a samurai man and you wait for, like, you're both like have your hand on your swords.
Yeah.
And then you wait for him to move and you dodge and you strike. But it's not just like a, Samurai Showdown, the Kirby game or whatever. Like you actually like have a life bar and you're fighting bosses and stuff and waiting for them to move first and then hitting them. Sounds really cool.
Yes.
And I think they only want like $10 for it. So
that sounds pretty. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it does sound cool. Like, especially the way I just described it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I also downloaded Pokemon Rumble World, which is the Pokemon free-to-play Pokemon Rumble free-to-play game.
Oh, I think I downloaded that, and I think I didn't like it because it was bad.
The Wii U game, the Pokemon Rumble game, was really bad.
Yeah, that one was bad.
Even though I played it to completion.
Hey, you should you should not. That game's bad.
It's too late. I already played it to completion.
Shit.
So I'm going to see if this game works mechanically any better. Like, if it allows you to, like, upgrade the Pokemon you have and give them new skills.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because my major complaint about the Wii U one was you just had to replace your Pokemon with new Pokemon. And I was like, no, but I like this Pokemon. He's my friend. I want to keep him. He's like, no, he's irrelevant now.
No,
and
he sucks now. So,
yeah, like, he's irrelevant. Like, you can never... There's no point to ever using him again. You just replace him with a new one. I was like, but I don't... That defeats the whole point of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Is you get... Like, you name your Pokemon and you become, like, sentimentally attached to them.
Yeah, no, this is the game where you just dump them like hot garbage.
And P3P isn't... Yeah, I didn't like that. So I'm going to see if this game's any different about that. I basically spent all my time just... putting games on my wish list and downloading demos. I didn't actually play any games. Something, and with people who can beat them.
Man.
Actually, I started playing Persona Q.
Quote,
but
nerds. Oh, okay.
One character Persona Q, Shadow of the Labyrinth. Matt.
Yeah, I bought it for
so we were
because
very
it had
divided
half a pack of tarot cards in it.
Is that really the only reason you bought it? Account status update of the week.
Almost, yes.
So I liked Persona.
You got
3.
reinstated.
I like Persona 4.
Mm-hmm. Yep, those are good games.
This is a crossover of those games, plus the game style of Etrian Odyssey.
See,
which I don't necessarily like. I'm not, like, opposed to it. Like, I don't actively hate it, but it's not necessarily something that I go, like, wow, that's a really good play style of an RPG.
I don't think it's that
first
good,
person,
really.
First person dungeon crawling thing, and then 2 rows of monsters, whatever. But it's a Persona 3 and 3-4 crossover.
Yeah.
Music's not done by the same guy, but Shoji Meguro makes some awesome video game music. Some of his music is in there, but kind of remixed. And one of the people who worked on the music worked on the Persona 4 music. And that stuff was kind of okay.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that person made was fine. Mm-hmm. So I actually bought this game. I pre-ordered it, and I bought it the day it came out. And I want to say that was like almost a year ago that game came out.
Something like that, yeah.
Very, 8 to 10 months ago. And I played it like within the first few days of it arriving at my house. I put it in my 3DS, and it was like, okay, now choose either Persona 3 or Persona 4. And I just closed my 3DS and put it on my desk, and just never came back to it until this week.
Yeah, that sounds legit. That's yeah.
Because that upset me deeply that I had to choose. So I thought it was a crossover, like they were going to meld everything together. And it is melded, but you pick who to start with. And so here's the crazy thing. Have you played the game at all?
No.
So here's the crazy thing. So whoever you pick, I wound up going with Persona 4 because I like Persona 4 resonated with me a little bit more, and B, my waifu is in that game, so I went with Persona 4. Mm-hmm. Whoever you choose becomes becomes your silent protagonist, and you name them.
Okay.
Within the first 1 minute of the game, you name the other person, and then you do a little like side tutorial thing involved with the game you picked, and you cross over eventually. And when you do, the other protagonist is a real character who speaks.
Weird.
Super weird. What's even weirder is that you have to name both of them, as I mentioned before.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about you, but I named both of mine. When I played the games, I named them the same name. And I felt I couldn't do that this time.
Yeah, no.
So
yeah, totally.
That was kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
Although, I made it work. But it's weird. And then the battle system, it's more like Etrian Odyssey, obviously, but they still have some of those echoes of like trying to find people's weaknesses and exploiting them, but it doesn't knock them down. It like if your character exploits a weakness, they get. I want to say that like during the next turn, they automatically move first before anyone else, and they also get all their skills cost 0 SP.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
For one turn.
Yeah.
So it's still very much about exploiting weaknesses, but in a very different way, which I think is kind of neat. I'm curious to see where it goes. I have not played it very long at all, but I've been trying to force myself to play it because I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it, at least to a certain amount. I don't know if I'm going to be able to like... Let me actually look this up real quick about how long this game is.
Probably like 40 hours.
That's what I was thinking, like exactly.
Yeah.
But that's upsetting to me.
Oh, okay.
I don't want it to last that long.
I want it to be like 5 hours long.
Oh my god, no. Oh my god, no. It's worse than we ever imagined.
Is it like 80 hours?
Main story is 62 and a half hours.
Oh, no.
And main plus extra, which is usually what I consider myself in the category of, is 79 hours.
Oh, get out of here.
This is from howlongtobeat.com, my second favorite website.
No way. What is your first favorite website?
I can't remember. I do have a snappy response to that.
Oh, dude.
That's just... Oh, that's so gross.
It used to be
so much game.
It used to be your favorite website.
I think I might have told people that, just like how you have a favorite food that, like, you got to pick a food, like your favorite food, your favorite color.
Purple.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I like purple. Yeah, I like purple too. If someone asked me what my favorite color was, I'd say purple.
Yeah, purple. Duh. Next question.
But like, this doesn't mean like you don't like other colors, or like, it's almost like, what's your favorite pizza? Your favorite food? You're like pizza. It's like, all right, well, you can't eat any other foods now. You're like, yeah, but I like other foods too.
And they're like, no.
You pick pizza. You like, it doesn't diminish all your love of all your other foods.
No, but I like pizza though. I like that.
Pizza's great. We've talked extensively on this podcast about pizza.
Oh, we have.
The bonus episode. We should do another one of those.
Yeah, we should.
So I'm going to keep playing Persona Q, hopefully. forced myself to do it, although it's been multiple times that I've fallen asleep while playing it because I usually play it at night when I get into bed.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm getting there, slowly but surely. And I also looked up. So I was also looking up like a list of like the best 3DS games.
Yeah.
I own like all of them.
Oh, do you?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. The only other game I saw that was like well liked that I didn't already have was probably, what's the game called? Fantasy Life?
Oh, yeah.
The game that came out.
I bought that,
within
and
the
then I
past
played
12
it
months.
for like 15 minutes, and then I decided, no, I can't possibly get into this right now. It looks too long.
It does seem kind of long, but I kind of feel like it may be something I'd like, but right now it's still full price.
Yep.
And I'm like, nah, bro, I don't like it that much.
Nah, I'm all set with that, bro.
Yeah, like, really, I'm like, I don't want to pay full price for that game, straight up.
Straight up.
But also, like, a lot of the other games that are highly regarded on that system are, like, ports of PC games. Like Cave Story and VVVVVV, which, if you don't have a PC, you never played those games, definitely play those games. Like, I'm not saying those are bad games, but I've already played those games, so... And, like, Shovel Knight is one of the most revered games on 3DS. I think it's super duper great. It's on the 3DS. And if that's your only means of playing it, play it that way.
I kind of heard that
version
version's butts, though. Like, it's not very good. Like, the frame rate sucks.
No, probably. Yeah, I mean, like, if you have another way to play it another way.
Yep.
But
that's true.
I think it's super novel that it's portable.
Just play the Vita version, because everybody has a Vita. Right?
Everybody has a Vita.
Right? Everybody?
Right? Yeah, like, just crickets. Yeah, but games like, like Pokemon X and Y, Animal Crossing New Leaf, which I personally advocate for being one of the best 3DS games. I know it's a little bit take it or leave it.
Animal Crossing.
If you played Animal Crossing before, all right, like if you're like Ryan, you played Animal Crossing before and you hate it, maybe it's not for you. But I think it's not only is it one of the best looking 3DS games because of its art style. I just think it's a really cool game, and it just, yeah. I mean, if you hate it, you hate it. But
yeah.
What else? Kid Icarus Uprising, I've always heard is good.
I can't play that game.
Yep, you're left-handed. You can't play it.
I can't.
Sucks suck.
That's like one of the worst offenders of left-handed 3DS games because the left-handed mode sucks cocks. Like big fucking hard cocks.
The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds I frequently see as being named the best 3DS game. And I'm perfectly okay with that.
I'm fine with that. I don't agree, but I'm fine with that.
Fire Emblem Awakening always appears near the top of the list. The Ocarina of Time remake is near the top of the list a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's a really good remake.
It's a remake.
Yeah, but it's a really good remake.
I had like this like strange realization that I don't even think the 3DS is a good console.
Now you tell me.
Sorry.
Well, I think it's fine.
It's serviceable, but it's like compared to like what the DS did. I don't know, man.
It didn't innovate super hard, but it gave us a power boost that the DS desperately needed.
I was just kind of hoping for GBA 2 with the 3DS, and it never happened.
Yeah, it was this weird thing that happened with the culture of the DS, and towards the end of the DS's lifestyle, and then the 3DS lifestyle. 3DS, did I say lifestyle?
You did, yeah.
Towards the end of the DS's life cycle, and it's still happening with the 3DS. People don't believe in sprites anymore.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Sprites died as soon as they figured out that portable systems could render polygons.
Yeah,
which is
I'm kind of bummed out about that because
that's terrible.
The 3DS like chibi art style because they can't handle that many polygons sucks. I hate looking at it. Like all those like Final Fantasy games that came out. That might have been DS actually, but but it's still carried on.
Final Fantasy 4.
Yeah, like the remake of that, and Final Fantasy 3 remake as well, and even like Bravely Default, which came out on 3DS, looks like that too, and it kind of sucks. Although it's a little better. But
I don't know why they couldn't just
make real characters.
Just be like, with this firepower, we could really either make kind of shitty looking polygonal models, or we can make super beautiful detailed sprites.
Why didn't they do that? Fuck.
I've heard because you need good artists to do that.
Oh, do they not have those?
Not always.
Oh.
You need like more really good artists to make sprite art. Apparently 3D modeling is easier.
I could see
so
that.
I've heard.
Yeah, I could see that.
But that's just a dumb excuse, I think.
Fucking step it up.
Those Castlevania games that came out on DS.
Oh, those looked really good.
All the sprite work.
Those look really good.
Those were fucking great.
I think those still look good, probably. I haven't looked at them in a while, but
they definitely still hold up.
Yeah.
Like they look really good. They just look like the best goddamn Super Nintendo games you've ever seen.
man, that's tight.
Yeah, I wish they hadn't given up on those. There is a 3DS game. There's a Castlevania game for the 3DS.
Is it Lords of Shadow DS?
Yeah, Lords of Shadow. I can't remember what the subtitle
Yeah.
is, and it's just a super shitty like 2D God of War game.
That sounds terrible.
God damn! How did they fuck that one up? It's really upsetting. Okay, but here's a game that does use sprites. So this is where the indie people come in.
Uh-oh, indies.
The smaller download titles. Like I'm pretty sure the Tokyo Monsters game is sprites.
Pushmo.
Not sprites. Pushmo's good though.
Is Pushmo not sprites? Oh no, it is polygons.
Yeah, it's definitely polygonal.
Oh, okay.
So I played Mighty Switch Force.
I've heard of that,
Which
but
is
I can't remember what it does.
A speed runny like 2D action platformer with really good looking sprites, like a really distinct art style.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the idea is you play as a police officer, and you need to catch these, like, there are these criminals in the stage, and they're hidden behind things, or like you have to either defeat enemies to open doors, or like hit switches to whatever. And like the switch part of it, like Mighty Switch Force, is that there's
Yellow switch palaces everywhere.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
You hit A to switch between yellow and red switch palaces.
Great. Sounds awesome.
No, so there are these yellow blocks in the stage that will either be like grayed out, and they're like in the background.
Yep. Okay.
And there are ones that are in the foreground, and hitting A switches them.
Into it. Okay, good.
And if an enemy is standing in front of one in the background and you switch it, they die, and you also can die in the same way.
Wait, when did this stop being a joke?
After I said red switch palace.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, after that. No, so there's two blocks, and it's like some of them will be grayed out, and if you hit A, they will come to the forefront, and you can stand on them again.
Weird.
But the ones that are already in the forefront will go into the back.
So wait, there
that's
is
like,
yellow switch palaces?
The blocks are actually yellow-ish.
Oh.
But there's no mention of palaces.
Damn.
So that's the primary, you jump and you shoot and you switch blocks. Like, that's the primary thing.
Yep.
And it's just, it's intentionally, like, made to be, like, the replayability of it relies on speedrunning, just getting better times on it, which I'm sure is fun for some people, but doesn't necessarily do it for me. But playing it through once is really fun. I mentioned the art style before. All the criminals that you're going to capture are really... The criminals are really sexy. Like...
What?
I don't know. Something about the way that they're drawn and, like... I don't know,
What are you trying to tell me here, man?
They're like... all the criminals are super attractive women. And, like, the way... the art style just makes them seem, like, weirdly sexy.
Do I have to Google this right now?
Maybe to help you understand. Like, it's not like... they're not, like, sexualized in a way that's just, like, degrading or, like, inappropriate.
Uh-huh.
But they're just, like... I don't know. It's, like, a particular anime-inspired style that elicits, like... Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's weird. But the art style is super unique, and I love like some of the spray animations are really great. Like in particular, when you capture other criminals in the level, you have to go find your robot man. You're like Police Gundam, and like when you like meet up with him, like you jump into like the hatch in the middle, and like you get like like take it into him, and it's just like a cool like some of the animations like that animation and some of the other ones are just like really smooth and cool, and like the enemy design is cool. It's just this really neat, like, little independent developed game that they decided to put on Nintendo consoles. The game has a sequel, too.
Oh, really?
I think the sequel might only be on the Wii U, but I might be mistaken.
I think you're a crazy person.
I already knew that. The sequel is definitely on the Wii U. It might also be on the 3DS.
They look kind of weird to me.
Yeah, they do look... They look weird. Like, I don't know what it is.
But they give you, like... They excite you?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. What would you say?
I think
then?
you're putting words in my mouth.
I might.
Like I don't know. It just
That's fine. You think they're kind of cute. That's fine.
I mean, they're clearly drawn to be that way, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone's car alarm is going off outside my apartment.
Does that mean it's time for a break?
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what that means.
Okay, cool.
Oh man, I love the great outdoors, but sometimes I just miss the some of the nice things about society.
Yeah, like what? What do you need? What do you need? What do you miss?
Like I need some nail clippers. You got some nail clippers?
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me get a Swiss Army knife.
Oh, sweet, thanks. I'm just gonna clip my nails. Just all right. Do you have a Actually, while you're at it, I need a nail file. You have
there's
one of those.
Yeah, it's in the Swiss Army knife.
Oh, where? Really?
Yeah, it's just flip it over. It's on the other side.
Oh, yeah, right there. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. What about do you have a magnifying glass?
Also in the Swiss Army knife.
Oh, no shit. Do you have a full-size hammer?
Also in the Swiss Army knife.
Oh, great. I can
just open up the compartment.
There's
a compartment on the side, and you just pull out the hammer.
Do you also have a regulation basketball?
Yes. Just
But how am I gonna fill it with air if I don't have?
There's also a pump.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Swiss Army knives are fucking awesome.
Yeah, Swiss Army knives are dope.
What about? Does it have a knife?
Yes.
Oh, sweet. Cause
there's like 18 sizes of knife.
Great. I want like the biggest one because
there's definitely a 12-incher in there.
Is it like serrated?
Oh yeah.
Oh, perfect,
there's serrated and non-serrated.
Definitely, I'm going to lose my leg.
That'd be super helpful.
It kind of got crushed by a falling rocks in an avalanche and
falling rocks and an avalanche.
Yeah, I mean, like as you can see right here, I clearly like this happened days ago. I mean, my leg's not coming back from this.
Well, luckily for you, there's a full-size medical doctor in this Swiss Army knife.
Oh, sweet. You think you'll be able to save my leg?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Dude, Swiss Army knives fucking rule.
Vitrionic Swiss Army knives.
They literally have everything. Hey, we're back. Hey, I realized over the break that I forgot to say that I think Mighty Switch Force is a good game.
Oh, well, bummer. They'll never know.
What? No, they're hearing this now. Mighty Switch Force is a fun game, is a good game that is fun to play.
Everybody knows after the break, you stop listening.
Really, everyone's just listening for that hashtag quality ad?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't blame them, really.
Yeah.
Right, you played 1 1/4 games this week. Is that a fair assessment?
I wouldn't even say I played a quarter of a game because the game I played a little bit of is really long.
All right, let's just talk about that game real quick.
Okay, I played some P3P.
What a funny coincidence.
Yes.
That we got 2 Persona games on the roster this week.
That's really funny.
Hey, man, I really like P3P.
I'm playing Girl Story because I never did.
Did you ever finish a complete playthrough of Boy Story?
I did, yeah.
I played Fess. I played the original, not the original version, but the updated original version of that game on the PS2.
Yep.
I played the Boy Story then, and P3P was actually created for the girl, not for the girl story, but they put the girl story in there for people who were. They're like, all right, so if you played the first game, you should buy the P3. You should buy the portable version because it has a girl story.
You can play girl story.
P3P stands for Persona 3 Portable.
Yes.
Shin Megami Tensei series, Persona 3.
Yes.
PSP remake.
Yes.
Did you ever play the original version at all?
I played some of FES. I never got through it because it was hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. And P3P isn't that much easier, but you can control your party members.
That's like the huge difference, is that you can control your party members.
Yeah, I'd say it's universally, it's all around better game.
Yeah. No, that's like definitely.
I don't want to put words in your mouth here because this is a game that you played. But
no, that's definitely the best version of that game for sure. And there was a lot of versions of that game.
Were there?
Well, there was the original one that didn't even have FES in it.
There was original, there was FES, and there was P3P, and then
they also
a re-release of FES on the PSN.
Yes. I don't know if they changed.
That doesn't count.
They might have changed some junk in there to make it more like P3P, but I don't remember.
I think it's just a PS2 classic. I think it's a port.
Oh, that might be right too. I don't fucking know. I played P3P.
I'm almost positive it's a PS2 classic. Just like they have Persona 4 on there.
Well,
Persona.
Do you want to know why P3P is the best version of that game?
Because you can choose which weapon you equip.
Yes. Also,
awesome.
Because you don't have to fucking run around. You're just a cursor, and you just that's very nice.
That's actually I wanted to talk about that specifically.
Oh, okay.
Because weird thing about that game is that they at some point said, "Hey, we're not going to be able to fit the whole running around aspect into the game." And that apparently made the developers of the game sad because they are very Japanese and they thought that was a very important part of the game.
I mean, it kind of is because the Persona games are all about like walking around your little like village city thing and like interacting with people and stuff. But you can still do that. The way they handled it was really nice and elegant.
Tell us about how they handled it.
So instead of having like a map that you run a character around, you have like a blown out, like top down.
It was like a pre-rendered, like isometric, like stage that you walked around. There were people standing in. You could like press X to talk to them.
It kind of looks like Final Fantasy Tactics Advance a little bit. Mm-hmm. Just like that angle and that like size of character, and you can just like push triangle and see all of the things you can interact with, and that's nice. And then you just kind of go like from place to place and move your cursor around and then talk to people or go to the arcade or whatever you do.
Yeah, and get like your skill status up.
Yeah.
Or weird whatever stuff like that.
Academics.
And so I think that the cursor selection thing is just vastly superior.
Me too.
It literally, that's a long game.
Yes.
And I don't think I'm exaggerating at all when I say that cursor mode saves 5 hours off of a playthrough.
I would argue like 10.
It's at least 5 hours.
Like
it's just so much walking around.
Yeah,
like so much of the game. There's a lot of that stuff in game that's just like the actual battling, like dungeon crawling. But there's also so much of it that's just walking around after school, trying to figure out if Kenji is in the hallway today or he's in the classroom or whatever weird shit.
All that bullshit.
Which is weird because Persona 4, they said like, "Oh yeah, the Vita, it's powerful enough that we can put the walking around back into it." And I'm like,
"No."
All right, I guess that's okay cuz that's how they want it. Like, I can't be too mad.
I mean, yeah, that game looks really good on the Vita.
Persona 4 Golden is still the best-selling PS Vita game on Amazon.
I'm not surprised.
As of right now.
I'm not surprised.
It's the only reason I would ever buy a Vita.
That's the only reason I bought a Vita.
The only reason why you still have a Vita.
Pretty much.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean,
and Frobisher says.
I mean, besides the fact that it's like an indie darling machine at this point. But
Frobisher says.
Yeah. Frobisher
Yeah,
says.
you could just get like awesome indie games on it portably
All
That's
day.
so fucking sick.
That's the dopest
like
thing.
Axiom Verge. It's like you're playing Axiom Verge on your PS4. You're like, no, it's even only make this game better
Vita.
if it was portable. And that's 100% true.
The Vita will forever be my favorite console that nobody will develop for.
Yeah, it seems like a really cool thing, but ultimately the thing that keeps you from buying it is
No games.
It's the pricey proprietary memory cards.
Oh yeah, truth.
And they even dropped the prices and still gross.
Still bad.
I bought a 32 gigabyte micro SD card for my new 3DS XL. It cost me $10.
Yep. I'm pretty sure the PlayStation Vita memory cards are like $2 a gigabyte.
It's a 16, I think, costs something like $30.
Yeah, so like I bought a 64, $128.
That makes me feel gross.
So like luckily I bought it on Black Friday for like $80. But it was still disgusting, and I hate
it's
Sony
cool.
for it.
Like, I already have a PS Plus subscription, so if I had one of those, I'd be playing a bunch of free games on it. But
Yeah.
oh, the Vita. Oh my, gross. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You can get. By the way, this happened this week. You can buy a Vita with special engravings on it. You can like customize your Vita.
No.
So a lot of the suggested ones are like, you should get one that says Legacy Platform, or someone suggested that you should get one that says 2011-2015. To represent the lifespan of the Vita.
That's true.
That's the other thing about talking about the art styles of Persona games. Remind me of Persona Q. Everything's obviously shrunk a little bit. Handheld game.
Yep.
But the character models look really cool.
I think the
they're more
P3P
stylized, but they look good.
The P3P ones are a little bit lackluster, but I'm trying to remember what the actual PS2 game looks like.
It looks better than the PS2 game.
Does it?
But
Okay.
Not by a lot.
Okay.
The PSP is not a super powerful system.
No.
But considering all the stuff that's happening in that game, they did pretty good with it, I think.
Yeah.
I think P3P is an awesome game. It's like the only reason that I ever think about maybe picking up my PSP again.
Totally. Yeah. No, that's good shit.
Yeah. That best way to play that game. Definitively.
I think we should talk about news.
Yeah, let's so like I said before, it's not necessarily news. I just found a bunch of things online that I'm going to throw at Ryan and see if he gives a shit enough about them to engage me in conversation about it.
Uh-oh.
Sound good?
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
So we're going to start off with Ryan's favorite news story. So, over the weekend, in Las Vegas, they had EVO, which is a gigantic fighting games tournament. For, like, every fighting game under the sun, more or less, there's, like, a main stage where they have huge tournaments. Like, the Street Fighter 4 tournament was, like, I want to say it was, like, 2,000 entrants.
Whoa, really?
And then, like, in the course of, like, a day, they knocked it down to, like, 8 people.
Shit, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Shit, that's a lot.
They really like have figured out how to get people through and like
how to get everybody eliminated so they can move on with their fucking lives.
Yeah, because ultimately, high competitive play fighting game stuff matches don't take that long.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch a lot of it, but one highlight stuck out to me during the Guilty Gear Xrd, which is the newest one. During that final, I think it wasn't the final. It might have been the semifinal or something. But basically, like one guy scored an awesome comeback. Like he lost most of his life early on the round, and he just came back in a big way, and it was pretty impressive. So in light of him winning in such a way, he stood up and threw his fist in the air. It was out to there's a huge crowd at these things, like massive crowds, and he was like, "Yes, yeah!" Like he was like going, like he was so happy he won, and he was like going crazy. But either he took too long celebrating, or didn't realize that he only won the second round of 3.
Oh, dude!
But he took too long to celebrate, and the guy who didn't celebrate took full opportunity of that and like took out like 70% of his life in one combo.
Great.
And then that like cost him the round. Like he
He fucked it up.
Excessive celebration. I don't know if he thought he won the third round, or if he just thought he wasn't going to take that long. But he took too long, and he fucked up, and he lost, and he was defeated as fuck.
That's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Even that clip of that happening made it onto ESPN SportsCenter.
Really?
Yeah, because also the guy. Remember we talked about the whole esports thing, the Heroes of the Dorm thing.
Yes.
And there was some guy, I don't even know his name because I'm a terrible journalist, as we mentioned before.
You suck.
He was talking about how he was like, if I have to ever commentate on esports, I'm done. Fuck video games. They're for whiny man children, whatever. I don't know exactly what he said, but he has a choice words for it. Yeah, that guy doesn't work for ESPN anymore.
Oh, good. Fuck that guy.
He no longer has a job with ESPN.
Fuck that guy. Yeah.
Probably because he's a fucking asshole.
Sounds like it.
But yeah, they showed it on SportsCenter, and like I saw a clip, and the guys who were watching it, like even though they probably know nothing about video games, they were totally able to appreciate the situation. Like the hosts,
yeah,
they were laughing their asses off.
That's great.
It's a great clip. I'll have to post it somewhere because it's funny as hell. The announcers are like losing their fucking minds at how ridiculous the situation is. And now the big news from Evo.
Oh, the biggest news?
The biggest news. Jamie Lee Curtis went to Evo in disguise.
That's awesome.
She was dressed as Vega from Street Fighter.
That's amazing.
With like the mask and everything. So no one knew Jamie Lee Curtis was at Evo until she posted on Twitter. She was like there with her son and some of his friends. She just thought it'd be kind of like a wacky thing to do.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's hilarious.
She was right. Ryan, why do you love Jamie Lee Curtis so much? Where did this come from?
I don't know. All I know is that she's the lady who tries to sell me the poop yogurt, and and then all of a sudden I just see on Twitter, and she's just like, "Yo, I'm like wearing this Vega costume," and I'm like, "Man, that's fucking awesome."
That was the most succinct and perfect description of who Jamie Lee Curtis is I've ever heard.
Like, I don't.
You're like, Jamie Lee Curtis, that name sounds so familiar, but who is she? Oh, she's the lady who tries to sell me the poo yogurt. You're like, oh yeah, I know Jamie Lee Curtis.
Like, I don't even know. I don't even know if she's like an Oscar-nominated actress or Academy Award winner, Emmy whatever. All I know is that she sells me the poop yogurt.
She was in Freaky Friday.
Yeah, with Lindsay Lohan. It's a great film.
She pretended to be Lindsay Lohan.
It's a great film.
That movie's actually pretty good, but it's not Mean Girls good.
Nothing's Mean Girls good, man. Shit.
I was gonna say, if you haven't seen Mean Girls like the past 3 years, go back and watch it.
I haven't. I should do that.
It's way funnier than you remember.
I should do that for sure.
It's got like Tina Fey.
Tina Fey's in it?
And yeah, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Weird.
And what's that guy's name? Orlando something or other. He was
Orlando Bloom.
Nope. There's a black guy. He's like the principal, and he was a SNL guy.
I turned to teach us some students. Was it that guy?
Nope.
Okay.
That movie's really funny though.
I want to go watch that movie.
It deserves way more credit than it gets. Everyone writes it off as like a dumb Lindsay Lohan movie for teens, but it's pretty funny.
I want to find that movie at Target for $5 on Blu-ray. That's what
I bet that's a real possibility.
I want that to happen to me.
Ryan, tell me about Hearthstone expansion.
Oh, there's a Hearthstone expansion coming.
Yep, it's called the Grand Tournament.
It's about the Argent tournament, which is a Wrath of the Lich King thing.
Did you say Argent?
Yeah. What is it?
I thought it was Argent.
No, I think it's Argent.
That sounds really dumb. Argent sounds stupid.
Okay, well, it's Argent tournament. I don't like either. They're both dumb.
All right, well, it's stupid.
Well, it's dumb. Anyway, so they're gonna add a bunch of new cards, and
130, in fact.
Yeah, this is not clear to me, but I believe this is like something you have to pay for with money, but then there's card packs.
Yes, there is a cost associated with it, but 130 implies that there's going to be
like booster
card
packs
like they have for Goblins versus
Gnomes.
Goblins versus Gnomes. Whatever.
But yeah, so I'm reading this thing. Apparently, to shake up the meta, they're going to add a lot of cards that quote affect the hero powers directly. So, like, I imagine there's going to be like buffs and stuff associated with that, which sounds pretty cool.
Here's one: Maiden of the Lake, 4 mana, 2 attack, 6 life. Your hero power costs 1 less.
No, it costs 1.
Your costs 1. Oh,
yeah, which I guess is the same thing.
Well, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
How about the Koldara Drake, 6/6? You can use your hero power any number of times.
That's fucking broken.
Not necessarily.
For man, for paladins.
Mages?
No, fuck mages. That doesn't matter. For paladins, though,
yeah.
there's a if you can just fill your board with extra knight guys and then use the one that buffs
true.
them. Oh, dude, that's really cool.
Oh, yeah, that's true. How about the Frost Giant, 10 mana, 8/8, costs 1 less for each time you use your hero power this game.
Oh, that's a good druid card.
Yeah, that's a good card in general. They introduced Inspire cards. I don't actually know what they do. It's a new type of.
They have this mechanic on other cards, but I guess they're giving it a name.
They're giving it a name.
A lot of the mechs have random things.
What is Inspired? It's like when the turn you play it, all allies all monsters you control are affected by it.
Maybe
is that what it does?
Oh, I don't know.
So like the lowly squire has Inspire, gain 1 attack.
Oh, I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know either. You're supposed to know all the stuff about this.
Oh, the studio is also introducing a new keyword, Inspire for minions, which means that a card will have a power that's activated when the hero uses its own. Oh, so when you use your hero power, then that becomes available.
Here's the Nexus champion, Sarad. He's 5 mana, 4/5, and he add a random spell to your hand every time you use your ability.
That's fucking cool. Oh man,
dude.
And then you play the
Soul Tap? Oh, 2 cards.
And then you play the Koldara Drake, and then you can use your hero power any number of times, and then you just put it next to the Nexus champion, and then you just push your hero power 5 times in a turn.
So this expansion has potential.
I'm excited. This is cool.
Yeah. So the big question in our minds is, if you have to pay for it, does that mean that there's a 1-player mode where you fight because the Archon tournament was kind of like a 5-man instance at some point, like a heroic instance or something
like that.
So there's lore about famous combatants. So maybe they'll have a 1-player mode where you earn 16 specific cards or something like that, and then the other 114 have to be earned through buying card packs. I don't know if all those questions have been answered.
I'm not sure.
We just don't know the answer.
I'm not sure.
There is a trailer for it. It's actually just announced tonight, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they had a live stream event where they had a bunch of fancy pants Hearthstone players.
Fancy pants. That's what they call themselves, too.
They do, yeah. No, that's 100% true. But yeah, no, this seems cool. Into it.
Yeah, I know how much you like Hearthstone.
Hearthstone's really cool.
It's a good game that I am constantly overwhelmed by the free-to-playness and player base.
I spent too much money on Hearthstone.
I know. I have not spent any money on Hearthstone yet.
I've probably spent...
Yeah, I just watched the Grand Tournament trailer. It tells you nothing.
Oh, no, that's what...
Nothing.
Hearthstone trailers tell you nothing
thing.
about...
It tells you nothing.
What happens in it.
Slightly amusing, though.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Can we talk about this?
Which one? Yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, so Dave & Buster's, a very famous
alcohol and arcade location.
There's food there, too.
Is there? Oh.
Yeah, apparently if you win enough tickets, you can cash your tickets in for, an appetizer or dessert.
That's fucking tight.
That's cool, because sometimes you're just I don't want a pint glass. That's dumb.
No, I want to put food in my body.
So you buy liquor. I don't know if you can hold... can you, drink the liquor while you play video games?
I've never actually been to a Dave & Buster's, so I can't tell you.
I went there once. I went to the one in Providence, Rhode Island.
There's one in Woburn now.
Yes, that's a very new one.
Yeah.
That one in Woburn. The one in Woburn. The one in Providence I went to, not only did they have a House of the Dead 2 machine in the corner, which was awesome, they also had House of the Dead 4, which I didn't even know existed, and was sick. They had a lot of cool light gun games, but now it's like mostly like ports of iOS games.
I think that's the stupidest shit.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck? What? No. Like, you could play Doodle Jump at Dave & Buster's for money.
Fuck off.
What? Get the fuck out of here.
Man.
So anyway, but Dave & Buster's is considering bringing Pokken Tournament to North America.
Pokken Tournament is the Pokemon Cross Tekken thing
That we talked about last week.
We talked about it last week a little bit. I want to play this game so bad because I think it looks fun as hell. Apparently, according to this Game Informer article, somebody asked in a AMA on Reddit if
AMA for Dave & Buster's?
yeah. Like, Dave & Buster's did an AMA on Reddit, and somebody asked them, you guys are on good terms with Nintendo/Namco, right? And then they asked about Pokken Fighters, and the guy was like, yeah, we'll be testing Pokken.
Oh, shit. Considering, I feel like Dave & Buster's standards are pretty low. They should probably let that game in there.
Yeah. They said, candidly, both Namco and I are more optimistic about that title and our typical guests than Tekken. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that.
I feel like a lot of people would have a couple beers and then be like, oh shit, Pokemon fighting game?
Right.
This seems awesome, even though I've never played a fighting game before. Like, you know what I mean? Just the novelty of it being a Pokemon game.
I hope this game comes out in America just because I want to play it. I think it looks cool.
Even though you don't even like fighting games.
Nope, I just think this game looks cool.
It does look cool.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
All right, so here's some other things that Ryan might not care about.
Probably. Pitch Perfect 2 on Blu-ray, September 22nd. Gonna buy it.
All right, so now you talk about other things that Ryan cares about. Ryan, do you remember Vanillaware?
Nope.
They made Odin Sphere.
Oh, I don't like that game.
And they made, what's that game called? Oh my god, what's that game called?
I don't know, Nick.
It's that 4-person, like, brawler for the PlayStation 3. Like, fantasy type.
All-Star Battle Royale?
No, that's not. That's a Smash Bros. Clone. It's not a brawler.
Oh, well, fuck, dude. Is it Mercenary Kings?
Dragon's Crown?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Is that the name of that game?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, they made that game. So they're working on... So they're releasing Odin Sphere HD.
Okay.
They're not calling it HD. I named it that. Because it's coming to PS4 and next-gen systems, whatever, with up-res and better stuff.
Yeah.
I think that game's cool. Ryan doesn't like it.
Yeah, that's not a good game.
All the it's like a 2D beat-em-up RPG where all the stages are like a big circle. So you can like rotate around them. You come back to your original point. You place multiple characters over the course of the game, and the game is told from... It's just one... The whole story is one big storybook that this girl is reading. I think it's kind of a cool game. It was also... Maybe I have higher opinions of it because I didn't really ever... like play games like that before. Like that whole idea of like interesting storytelling was new to me. I don't know. So I don't know if we can get the updated version, but they also announced that there's a new project that they're working on with Atlas. Specifically, I heard they're working on it with certain members of the Persona team.
Really?
Which I don't know how much truth there is to that. I only read that one place. I saw this news story a couple different places. And they're going to tell us a little bit more about that game in September. But that sounds promising. Because Vanillaware, one of the things that's unique about them is their art style. It's very hand-drawn, kind of. So to see Persona meets those games might be kind of neat. So in September, we'll see what the specifics of it are. Let's see. What else we got here? Talked about that. So Pixels the movie. It's coming out this Friday.
Uh-oh.
Which is the same day you're listening to this.
Yes.
And it's a game about video games. It's like
unfortunately
Adam Sandler and Kevin James and Peter Dinklage and aliens that are classic video games come to destroy the world or something, and like people who can beat them are, quote, nerds who know who play video games.
Oh, get me out of here.
I don't think I did the film a disservice by describing it that way. I think that was pretty much spot on.
Probably.
So there have been some reviews coming through already from people who are seeing the movie early. There are 34 reviews as of recording. I'm looking at RottenTomatoes.com. Obviously,
Is that your first favorite website?
No.
Okay.
But it is the number one source for if movies suck or not.
Yeah. Okay.
So based on 34 reviews, it has a 12% rating.
Nice.
Which is not very good.
No, it's very bad.
It seems like it's kind of a piece of shit.
Well, Adam Sandler's in it, so...
So maybe for some reason, yes, Adam Sandler movies are historically not very good. Maybe for some reason it'll be super endearing because it's about video games, but most likely it's just going to suck and possibly be worse because of that and be like insulting to people who actually play video games.
Yeah, it's just going to suck for normal people, and then it's just going to be fucking hysterically insulting for people who do play video games.
But like people who have a vague, like tangential understanding of video games will find it amusing.
Maybe.
But I doubt it, honestly.
No, it's fucking probably going to be trash.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how long it stays in theaters, and it's like Adam Sandler is involved in that movie in some way.
I'm kind of surprised it wasn't like straight to DVD.
No, man, Adam Sandler's involved in that movie.
Yeah, but fuck him.
Oh, and what's his name? Adam Sandler's working with Netflix to make like a bunch of exclusive releases. I'm kind of surprised that this was not one of them.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be. I'm going to talk about Destiny for like 90 seconds.
God damn it. Okay.
With the next expansion that we talked about a couple times, they are releasing some weapon balancing things. They very much in a WoW way, they released a post that said like, we're not happy with the way that this gun or this class is working, and we're going to rebalance it. Likewise, you know what I'm talking about, Ryan?
Yeah, totally.
Like they're just like, well, holy priests were kind of stupid this expansion, so we're going to fix them in this way. And these were our goals, and these are the changes we're making.
Yeah.
So they're changing a couple different things about like the way like auto rifles work and the way like shotguns work and that kind of stuff. But specifically, they're taking some of the exotic weapons that are like the super unique weapons, and they're changing them very specifically. And two of the ones that stand out to me are basically being nerfed because they're too popular. Which
are they popular because they're good, or are they popular because they're like good looking?
Mostly because they're good.
So all right.
You don't know anything about this,
no.
But the Gallahorn is an exotic rocket launcher that is highly coveted, super powerful. All the cool kids have it, etc., etc. Long story short, I don't have it.
Lame.
And according to their statistics, they even showed us a graph that between early June and in the middle of July, approximately between any given moment between 1/4 and 1/3 of Destiny players had Gallahorn equipped.
Cool.
No.
Why no?
It's not because I don't have one.
Oh.
And also because basically they're just looking at the numbers and saying like, well, this gun's being used too much. Like clearly something is wrong here. If everyone in the game wants to use this gun, then balance is off in some way.
So they're nerfing those guns?
They're nerfing the ones that are like super popular. Because I think I agree with that. I think that your choice of weapon should be based on your personal preference and not based on what's the most popular.
I think
this is something that I believe in throughout all games I play.
I think they should take the Blizzard approach, which is usually, instead of nerfing something, buff everything else.
I would fully support that as well. But I think, like, looking at the numbers, like, so for the most part, like, there's so many weapons in Destiny that, like, we're looking at the heavy weapon popularity in player versus enemy, and at any given moment, like, 5% of people have a particular gun equipped, or less than 5% of people have a particular type of gun equipped.
Right.
And this Gjallarhorn is at 25 to 35%.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So, like, yes, something needs to be done about that. But then, like, at one point, they just buffed shotguns. They did twice the damage because no one used them. And that was, like, the best thing that's ever happened.
I used a shotgun in Destiny once.
Well, if you went back and used it again, it would do twice as much damage as it did before.
Whoa!
Which is sick.
They
They took it down, like, 10% because it was just, like, a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But I can live with that. I just like, especially specifically with this and, like, Call of Duty. Call of Duty also... Certain developers of Call of Duty are better than others, but certain developers of Call of Duty look and see just like, hey, looks like 30% of people are using this one SMG. Nerf, just based on, because to them and to me, if too many people are using a weapon, it means that something is imbalanced. So, like, I'm pretty sure WoW does the same thing. They say, like, why did everyone just make a lock?
Yeah, kinda.
We need to do something about this. Which I fully support. I think that every game like this should have multiple ways to play, and it should be based on personal preference. So I love this. And they're also buffing some of the lesser used exotics, which I'm excited about. Like the Hard Light, which is an auto rifle that just had so low stability.
Yeah.
It was just stupid.
Yeah.
But Destiny. All right, couple more things here.
One more thing.
Well, I have a couple of it.
Oh, man.
Hey, you remember Project Setsuna?
Yeah.
That game
that I want.
That Square Enix is making.
Yeah.
It's like it's supposed to be like
Tokyo RPG Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys. They said that the main theme of the game, and I'm reading this from GameSpot.com.
Uh-huh.
They reported that the main theme of the game, Project Setsuna, will be sadness.
What?
Yep.
It's just being sad?
Yep. It's apparently in a Famitsu interview. Square Enix president Yosuke Matsuda revealed that the theme of Project Setsuna comes from the Japanese word setsunasa, which can mean sadness or sorrow.
That sucks.
Yeah, except you're going to play that and be very happy.
I'm going to play that and like have a huge boner the whole time.
Opposite of sad.
Probably. I mean, I might be sad because the plot is sad.
Yeah, you don't read the story though.
I read some. No, that's not true. I read some stories. I read.
Yeah, but it's all about that turn-based combat.
Yo, I hope it's good.
Hey, you remember a long time ago? I don't remember the exact quote, and I think you may have invented this quote and fed it to me.
I invent stuff, so
I'm an inventor. Yeah. I want to say that when the Xbox One came out, you told me that Phil Spencer, who
is an indie darling,
the Xbox boss,
yes,
is simplifying it.
Yes,
the Xbox One is an indie darling. Games are indie darlings, not platforms.
No, Phil Spencer is an indie darling.
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't either.
So Phil Spencer said that backwards compatibility was like looking backwards or working backwards.
Something like that.
Does that ring any bells? Do you think that that's something that he said?
I think I remember such a quote, yeah.
Well, very recently he said, June was a good month, and I think backwards compatibility matters. Lots of Xbox 360 owners deciding when to make the jump is a big focus for us.
Neat.
Interesting. I think backwards compatibility does matter, especially when the 360 was a relevant console for almost 10 years, and there's a lot of games.
I just need them to port Tales of Vesperia and Lost Odyssey.
Oh, dude, I forgot to tell you.
What?
I don't know if it's still current, but you can get that game, the digital version of that game, for like $3.
Tales of Vesperia?
Yeah, it was like the lowest price it's ever been on the Xbox store. That was a couple of days ago, so it might not be there still, but you should probably check.
I'm gonna check, and I'll probably buy it if that's true.
Even though you have it on disc.
That's okay, because then I could just put the disc away.
You just destroy it.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's a really good game.
Yeah, if they port
and
that,
so $3.75 or whatever they want for it is ridiculous.
I just need that and Lost Odyssey to come over, and then I can throw my Xbox 360 away.
Lost Odyssey is pretty good, man.
Yeah, that's a pretty good game. I like that game.
Okay.
News? More news?
Did you know they're making a Minecraft movie?
That's unfortunate.
It's inevitable.
I suppose, but still unfortunate.
So it's being produced by Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Supported by Mojang, obviously.
Obs.
And they announced just yesterday who the director of the movie is going to be.
Wait, who is it?
It's
Notch.
Have you ever seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I've heard of such a show, yes.
One character in particular, Mac.
Is that the one that got fat?
Yes, it is. It's exactly who it is. It's the one that got fat.
Yeah.
He's not going to be in character when he does it, but that guy, whose name is Rob McElhaney, is going to be the director of the Minecraft movie.
Sure.
Which is the craziest thing I've ever heard. If it was April 1st, I would be like, oh, you guys are crazy. That's not
But
true.
it ain't. It's like July 22nd.
Yeah. I don't...
Crazy.
And so, apparently, Rob McElhaney was on Twitter, and he said, let's do something strange and wonderful. And referring to...
Dan DeVito's in it?
He tweeted this at Mojang. Oh my gosh! Don't even get me started. I'd be so happy if Danny DeVito was in the Minecraft
What if
movie.
Danny DeVito was just Steve the Minecraft guy?
Can he be just playing the character he plays on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Oh, except he's just like a fucking Minecraft dude?
Ridiculous.
That'd be...
I'd
I'd
he
watch
was
that
the
movie.
Lorax, so he's got some pretty good voice acting chops.
I'm sure he was other
I'm just
things,
saying.
too. He was also like Phil the Goat in Hercules.
Yeah, he was. I actually think he did a really good job with that. Like I'm not telling a joke right now. Like I think he was really that was like a super fitting role.
My favorite part is that he literally looks like that guy. Like
that's probably what makes it so great.
goat.
That's what makes you go like, hey, that's a really good voice for that. Vu Bui.
The fuck
I'm
you
not
just
pronouncing
say?
that guy's name correctly. Vu Bui is apparently a man who works for Mojang.
Mojang.
Sorry, I apologize. Please forgive me.
Notch will come to your
Mojang.
house and murder you.
He doesn't work for that company anymore.
He'll still do it.
He sold all the shares of that company to become like the richest fucking person on the planet.
Yo, that dude's got a candy room.
Yeah, he does.
Tight.
And like literally, he just outbid Jay-Z and Beyonce on some loft in New York because he thought that'd be like fun for him. Oh no, sorry, it was in Los Angeles.
That's the fucking funniest shit.
But like he was like, oh, Jay-Z and Beyonce are interested. Like, I'll double it. Fuck you both.
That's amazing.
I'm fucking Notch. He's like, hey, Deadmau5, do you want to come have a fucking sweet party in my candy room?
Yes.
I'm going to invite everybody. So this guy who works for Mojang, Vu Bui, he said he's very interested in having a movie of Minecraft that is equal parts strange and wonderful, as Rob McElhaney suggested.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I kind of I really hope that it's just the craziest thing ever.
I hope it's real dumb.
I hope it's super stupid.
I hope
it's for kids.
yeah.
So it's gonna have to be. I hope it's just like that awesome kind of kids movie that's like super stupid and inappropriate, but none of the kids get the jokes.
Yeah.
But we're old enough that we're just like, oh, that's dirty.
Yeah.
I hope that would be a best case scenario for me. That'd be so good. And finally, I'm actually gonna find more of the context for this. So GameSpot, they did So they selected her story, a favorite of the show, and contender for the Bear vs. Man cast Game of the Year. The GameSpot awarded that game Game of the Month for June.
Not surprised.
So they did a special interview with the director Sam Barlow, and so we were very divided on the true story in that game.
Yes.
Which is the huge main point of contention of course everyone who plays this game. And he said on the subject, he said,
"Wait, spoilers?
No,
yeah, but we should though.
No, he doesn't say. So here's the spoiler: he doesn't say one is wrong and one is right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fine.
He's very vague intentionally because he wants people to play his game.
Yeah, it's smart.
The interesting aspect to all of this is just they're all different angles of the same idea. I was always loath to express my opinion on any of that because I don't think it's necessary. I think it's quite fine for people to have their own opinion and where that stuff stands.
That's great.
So basically, he's like, you just do you. If you feel that's the right answer, you're right. And I mean, obviously, the story was created to be ambiguous.
Yeah, no,
like that,
totally.
And that's awesome. Like that's so good that he successfully created a story that has divided nations. It's like the Civil War.
It is.
Like people are split, brother versus brother. What is the true meaning of her story?
I mean, we're split on it for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And so he's just fully going all in on it. He's like, yep.
That's awesome. I'm into it.
He's just like, yep. That's why he's basically saying like, yep, I did that shit.
That's awesome.
I made you to stand divided. So believe what you want to believe, but it's so good. Play that game.
Motherfucking drop the mic.
Play that game. Ryan,
Nicholas,
give us a little plug. Let's finish this bitch.
We're Bear versus Man. You can find us on the internet. The internet consists of Twitter. We're Bear versus Man on Twitter.
Yep, we have a website.
We have a website. It's bearversusman.com.
We have a Facebook.
We have a Facebook. It's facebook.com/bearversusman.
And most importantly, we have a Vine.
We have a Vine.
Account.
It's search for Bear versus Man on Vine. You'll find us. We post #quality ads on it.
You ready for Ryan's Vine account status update of the week?
Reinstated.
You got reinstated?
Reinstated.
Well, what did you have to do?
Nothing.
You just said, "Hey, I think you banned my account by accident."
Yep.
And they're like, "Oh, you're right."
Yeah,
and
it took them like it took them like a fucking month. But yeah, they reinstated it.
It's because there's so much shit happening on Vine. They had to watch so many 6-second videos before they could reinstate your account.
Yeah, but
well, I'm really happy for you, Ryan. I was worried that you had to like create a new account.
I mean, I did for like a couple weeks, and then like
you're so desperate.
I love Vine so much.
Vine is great. Check us out. We put quality ads. We put 2 quality ads on there last night, in fact.
We did. Oh,
by last night, I mean a few days ago.
Also, you can send us an email to questions@bearversusman.com.
Yep, you can do that. We are on iTunes.
Rate us on iTunes. 5 stars, please.
Yeah, if you give us some 5-star reviews, that's how we'll show up on the front page of iTunes, and people might actually give a shit about listening to us.
Yeah, tell your friends. If
cool.
you like us, please tell your friends and be like, hey, listen to this great podcast. There's 2 dickheads on it. We're the dickheads.
Yep, that's perfect. I couldn't ask for a better plug than that.
That's it.
Yeah, we will. We'll see you next week at some point.
Next week, video games.
Ryan promises he's going to do a better job of playing video games.
No, I don't.
Wow.
I don't promise. But we'll see you next week.
Bye.